Wait, I need to put this a little bit higher. I always have to adjust something, huh? It was just too low. You know what I'm saying? What is up, my peeps? How are you guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching this, listening to this, however you're intaking this episode. So, how are my peeps feeling? I literally just got ready. I finished getting ready. Not just for the podcast, not just for you guys, even though some of you guys don't watch me, which you guys should. um, it's a whole different vibe. Well, it's kind of the same vibe, but I feel like even me, I like to watch. Well, some podcasts I could listen to them, but others I want to watch because I just want to see the person's expressions, and then just I feel like you really connect with them like that. You know what I'm saying? So I did just get ready, but no, I have a full day of content. A full day. I have the podcast. I have outfit pictures to take, and I'm also just vlogging. You know what I'm saying? So check out my vlogging, my vlogs and stuff like that también. So today I have my little I have my celery juice to you guys. I just always have a juice. I always need to have something because all this talking, especially me, because it's just me talking, I'd be like, and I don't have allergies today. Thank God, because they're a little bit too much. No, in the morning I usually do wake up with allergies sometimes, or it's just probably because I'm just so I don't know. I don't fucking know, but I was sneezing a little bit, but I was like, nay, they're going to get away. It's just this little morning stuffiness or whatever. But I do have my celery juice. Let me know what juguito you guys are are juicing to drinking. I had a tea already también, so So for today's episode, what are we talking about? What vibes are we talking about? We are talking about toxic friends. I don't want to say toxic, but I guess it's like some friends can be toxic, but it's just basically about moving forward from people you already outgrown. I had this episode like in mind, this topic, and somebody reached out to me and was like, oh, I'd like your insight or whatever, like just you talking about like how to get rid of toxic friends no matter how long you've known them. They were specific, so I said, sure. Because I have experienced that, I guess if you want to say toxic. I don't like using the word toxic, you guys, but I've had people where I did it's like, you think of like friends and you're like, oh, and especially if they've been, very long friends you've known for hella years, but you don't have to keep being friends with them, no matter how long you've known them, no matter what you know about them or anything like that. If they are toxic, or if you just outgrew their bullshit, just let them go. Like, obviously, if you outgrow, it's like you outgrow them, you just outgrow the environment, you know. So, well, first of all, you guys, you know, for you to just, I guess, find friends if you want. I mean, honestly, I feel like nowadays you don't really need friends. Like, friends for what? I feel like, especially now, they really hype up or they say, oh, you need friends to talk to. But you could talk to yourself. You should become your own friend, your own best friend before you become friends with anybody else. You don't need somebody else to talk to. You could talk to yourself. You don't need somebody else to hang out with. You could hang out by yourself. Like, why do you need somebody else? They're for what, Then it's just full of BS and all this bullshit, like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of hard for me to trust somebody. I really don't trust nobody else because I trust myself so much, you know? And I mean, it's like I said, like I'm my own bestie. Like I could fucking hang out with me no matter what. I can talk to me about anything. I trust myself. I believe in myself. I think I give myself the best advice. So I don't really need like a friend, you know? Like for what? And I feel like you should get to know yourself first. Like I said, become your own friend. That way you know what type of friends you want, what you will go for. You know, if you are really looking for friends, you want people that are similar-ish to you, you know, with similar goals, similar stuff that you guys like, you know, just a couple similarities, because obviously you guys are going to bond because of something, you know, something in common. So, you know, and that's why it's important to become your own best friend and really get to know yourself. Like I said, I am like my own bestie. I don't trust nobody really. And I know I can rely on myself. I will be there for myself. Don't, because I don't expect nothing from others. You know, I don't expect somebody to be there for me, or because then that's just relying on others. You know, you don't want that. You want to rely on yourself first, knowing that you will have yourself. Because then it like you won't need anybody else. You know, you won't need that bestie or other friends. I honestly can't when people have like hella friends. Like I've always talked to a lot of people, but I've never like considered, I wouldn't say friends. You know, they weren't my friends. They weren't my friends. I mean, some maybe I did consider them my friends at that time because that's what I thought a friend was, you know, but they they really weren't. And then it's like, oh, I need to go hang out with my friends. I need this and that. And it's like, you don't need hella friends. Like, why do you have hella friends? That's just so many energies, you guys. And it's like, they're probably really not even your friends. If you really get to know yourself first, you know, you will, like I said, get to know yourself, your goals, everything, and become, well, you will find, well, not find, but you will know, like, what a true friend is. You know, like obviously you're gonna be loyal to yourself. I'm loyal to me. You know, I will always choose me. And that's, you'll see, like, okay, that's what I want in a friend. This is what I look into a friend. You know, I treat myself like a motherfucking king. Okay. Literally, I do. Like, I be treating myself right. And it's like, if I treat myself right, you think I'm going to allow somebody else to treat me less than that? Fuck no. If I have my standards set, they're set. I'm not gonna lower them for nobody else. I'm not gonna be like, oh, just because. No, you know, that's why you also want to have standards set and boundaries set, because that way you're grounded. You know, say you don't. I mean, this was kind of how I was. You know, back then I didn't really have standards. I didn't have much goals. Maybe they were some, but way different than now. I didn't have boundaries. And what happens when a person like that goes into a group? You get influenced, you know, because you don't have boundaries, you don't have goals, you don't have, what else do you not have? Can I help you? No. What do you want? In the room? Oh. So if you don't have all that stuff, and then you go into a group, like, they're then going to influence you. They are going to like build you, you know? Then you're going to think, oh, these are friends, these are this and that. But it's like, really, they're not, especially if they're toxic or bad. But that's what you are going to think, what you're going to think that is a friend, that people that are there for you, you know? Like, if you go in with with a group of people that just goes out and party, you're gonna think that those are your friends, you know? and that going out and partying, drinking, smoking, doing drugs and all this stuff is fun. But it's like, hunty, it really ain't. And those aren't friends. I don't, that would be toxic, you know? And you don't want to get influenced. You want to be grounded, because that way, if you do go into a crowd, you know, you might, because you know, you never obviously want to judge people. That's why you get to know them and stuff like that. But if you're grounded and you know who the fuck you are, you have your boundaries set, you know, like you're your own friend, and you go into a crowd that then you get to know them and you're like, oh, maybe these are not really the people for me, you'll just be out. And you'll know, like, okay, these are not friends. These are not the right people I want to surround myself with. They're not a great influence. They're just toxic. I feel like I have something in my eye. And that's why you want to get to know and become your own best friend, because that way, it's like anything, you guys. If you can't be your own friend, your own best friend, you cannot be a friend to anybody else. You know? That's like with anything. Like, if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. If you can't be your own friend, if how do you expect to be somebody else's friend? If you can't even talk to yourself, give yourself some advice, motivate yourself, push yourself, you know, have your own back, you're not going to be able to have somebody else's back. You're not going to be able to talk to somebody else. And that's with like anybody too, you know, if I see that somebody ain't their own friend, that can't, you know, like be on their own or take care of themselves, they're not going to be able to take care of me. They're not going to be able to be there for me. If they're not there for themselves, that's the stuff you want to look at, you know. So you have to be careful with who you are becoming friends with, you know. Really get to know people, and first ground yourself, set your standards, know what type of people, if it is that you're looking for friends, what type of people you are looking for. But still, just do you, you know. It's like with anything, like when I said with a partner, you don't want to be out there looking for a fucking partner, and you don't want to be out there looking for friends either. You really don't need friends, you guys. You really don't need friends. You really don't. Like, all you need is yourself. If you could handle yourself, if you could be there for yourself, why the fuck do you need other people? You know? Like I said, I mean, I can't with other people. I mean, for me, I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of hard for me to trust others, you know? But that's why I learned it to be my own friend. And at first, when I was going out and all this stuff, you know, I had people I was going out with, and you might feel like, oh, you know, you might miss that or whatever, these people, but you have to know what real friends are and who will really be there for you. Like, yeah, I was going out with them, but then I couldn't really text them like throughout the week and be like, oh, let's go out for lunch, or oh, I have this issue, can you come and help me, you know, stuff like that. Like, I felt like I felt like I couldn't, you know. And that's how I realized, okay, those are not really friends. Those were just party acquaintances, or I don't know what the fuck you want to call them. But they were not my friends, because I feel it, like I felt something, like I can't really call them like that, like, you know. I mean, who knows from there, and but if I felt it like that, that's not really a friend, you know. And you know, I feel like, and it's happened to me like a couple times, and I mean, I don't know if I'm pretty sure it happens to others, well, where you're like, like, you know, like, like, can I invite, like, you know, you just feel something like they're not really friends, you know, like you, I don't really know how to explain it, but you just feel it, you know. Like, I felt it, like, okay, I can't really call in for this and that. I only see you like as going out to party, because that's all I know about you. You know, like, I don't know you outside of partying, outside the club, outside the bar, you know? So, become your own best friend, you guys. I just wanted to say that you really don't need friends. You know, they just like influence you, and, well, especially if they're toxic and bad or whatever. Because you are who you hang out. You are who you hang out with, like I've said before in my other episode. So if you are hanging out with people that are drinking, doing drugs, you are most likely to then go ahead and do that, you know? So be careful who you are surrounding yourself with and who you are hanging out with. That's what I'm saying. Get your goals set, your boundaries set. Don't be thinking like, oh, I need friends to go hang out, to go out, this and that. Like, no, just do you, chill. You guys are going to love it. Like, I love just being by myself and chilling alone. Having friends is too much, dude. Like, having to go out, and then they want to go on trips and stuff like that, and then just that's just like extra time hanging out with others. Like, I want all the time for me. You guys are gonna fall in love with your time, with being alone, and just don't expect nothing from nobody else. Don't expect, like, when you want to talk to a friend or whatever, like, why? For some advice, for comfort? Then that's just like expecting comfort and relying on others for comfort. Like, no, auntie, you could give that comfort to yourself. Do stuff that makes you happy, you know? And like, friends aren't forever. If you do have friends, you guys, they are not forever. They might come into your path for a certain time, whether they helped you, whether they didn't. It was like a whole fucked up situation, but you still learn from it and move on. It's okay. They're not supposed to ride with you forever, like a ride or die or whatever. I feel like, yeah, you do have friends in different stages of your life, but too many friends, I see it as just like, it's just too much, you guys. Like, if you've known somebody for hella years, that doesn't mean they're gonna be your friend forever. That doesn't mean that, oh, just because I've known them for this amount of years or whatever, that you still need to, have the bond there or stay strong, because it's like lifelong besties. I don't fucking know, whatever, but it doesn't matter. Like, if they're toxic, they're toxic. Let me first explain toxic. Well, what I would consider toxic, because I don't want to say, I just keep saying toxic, but like, toxic. Okay. Toxic. It's just such a toxic word. Like, toxic is toxic, and people just over, like, do it now. They think, oh, this person's toxic, this is toxic, this is toxic. I mean, some things are toxic and some people are toxic, but not everything. Like, if, okay. So what I would consider toxic would be people, like, hating, disrespecting you, partying, doing drugs and all that. That's toxic, you guys. That's really, really toxic. And just like stuff like that, going out a lot, drama, and just negativity, that's toxic. But obviously, people do just grow apart. You're doing you, this person's doing you, and sometimes it just naturally happens. You guys just naturally grow apart, and that's fine. Nothing bad happened, or nothing like that. Just people just literally just grow apart, and it's fine. Just, I'm like that. Like, if we're just, kind of distancing or whatever, I'm not thinking, I mean, unless something bad really happened, or if it's like you were really toxic, I'm like, I'm out. But people do just grow apart and do their own thing, and you have to understand that too. Don't be like, oh, we have to be besties, we have to hang out, or this and that. But people do just naturally grow apart, and that's fine. Like I said, people aren't there in your path, forever. But when people are toxic, I do suggest, just, dude, let them go. Let them go, no matter how long you've known them. It's like, let them go, you guys. And because if they're toxic, it's nothing good, like, that it's just them. They're toxic. The environment is toxic. And what's toxic most likely going to do? It's probably most likely going to eat you, because it's toxic. I can't even say the fucking word. Toxic stuff is more likely to do that. You know, it's going to get on you if they're doing drugs, going out, and all this negativity. It's just going to go on you, you know? And it's like, why do you want that? Like, you don't want to hang out with that, even if you're like, no, like, I'm all positive. I have my boundaries set, this and that. But it's like, why do you still want that? You know, they're going to try and pick at your energy, you know, just literally trying to pick at you. You don't want to be around that. You don't want to be around that toxicity. You do not want that. So just let it go, you guys. Literally, let it go. When the person asked me about this question, you know, I had a couple people in mind from my past, you know. I'm not gonna say names or anything like that. But there was this one friend. I know at that time I did consider them a friend because they did really help me out. You know, there was this one situation where till today, you know, like I don't talk to the individual, don't want to be nothing, you know, like there's no connection, nothing whatsoever, like no longer friends. I did consider them a friend at that time, a really good friend, you know, I thought, but see, I didn't have, okay, whatever. And they really, really helped me out. I, and like I said, to this day, I am so appreciative for that. And I will always be thankful. You know, like I will never hate on the person. Um, I won't talk bad about them. I'm always like, yeah, you know, I don't talk to this certain individual anymore. But you know, like there shouldn't be hate either. Don't be hating. Don't be hateful. What was I saying? Oh yeah, don't be like I'm not. I'll never be hateful. I'll forever be grateful. You know, but then see, you know, I thought they then they started changing. People change obviously, and people change for the better, you guys, or for the worse. Literally, like you either change for the better or you change for the worse. If you're obviously still here, like you're not changing at all. So you could either change for the better or until you're just changing for the worse, you know? And I wasn't really changing much for the better. I was thinking about it and I wanted to. And that's when I was like, okay, well, what people am I surrounding myself with, you know? And these people they were just changing for the worse, you know? They wanted change too, but they wouldn't do it. And, like, I'm a very good friend. I am, because I'm a very good friend to myself. And I know that for a fact. So I am a good friend. And when this individual would come to me, when they would come to me for advice or help or anything, I'd be there. But like, there's so much one can do, Obviously, I still wish this person the best, I really do. And I wanted the best for them, but they just, yeah, they'd listen, like, yeah, I want this, and that. But you guys, actions speak louder than fucking words. A fact. They can say all this BS, and this, and that, but really pay attention to what they're doing, And it was toxic, you guys. Like, that was toxic. Because they were okay changing for the worst. No, for real, like, they were. And I was like, dude, like, I'm out. Like, I'm done with this. Like, I don't need this, like, yeah, you, and that was the thing. Like, I was like, oh, but this person, like, really, like, dude, it was a fucking huge favor. Like, this person really, really did help me. I'm not gonna lie, it helped me and my whole family. But, and that's what I kept in mind. I was like, fuck, but like, they just really helped me. Like, I don't, like, I kind of felt like I still had to be friends with them. But you really don't, you guys. You fucking don't. Like I said, I wish them the best still, but I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want to talk to you. There's nothing to talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I will always be grateful and thankful for that help, And but you don't still have to be there, you guys. Like, you don't have to be there. You don't have to be their friend. And it'd be fucked up for them to be like, oh, but I helped you, you know. And when this person never did that, you know, they never sacarme like nothing en cara and stuff like that. But, you know, that's kind of how, like, I felt, though. I was like, fuck, this person might think like that, you know. And but it ain't, you guys. Like, don't be like, there shouldn't be nothing there still holding you on, you know. Like, if they did help you, whatever, like, you know, like the example that I gave, be grateful, you know. And don't leave with hate, you know. Like, I never, you know. But just because you known them for hella long and they did help you out with something, or even if you helped them, like, if it's toxic, you guys, it's fucking toxic. Just let it go. Let them go. It's just that toxic. It's just going to get more toxic between you guys, you know? And that's what I kind of felt too. Like, there's just going to be more tension. Like, why do you want to be there if it's still toxic? Literally, why? You're growing, you know? And if they're just not growing, it's okay to outgrow people. Like, that's fine. Nothing wrong on you. Like, you know, they might then say, oh, but you've changed, this and that. But don't listen to them, dude. Don't listen to none of that. You should always think of what is best for you. You know, don't be thinking about them, and don't, you know, think like, oh, but I am just trying to help them or this. Like, no, guys, like, there's just so much you can do. And if just let it go. If it's fucking toxic, let it go. No matter, you guys, how many years you know them, nothing. Like, you don't deserve that. You don't want no type of toxic around you. Like I said, you are who you hang out with, you know. And, like, you know, that's like toxic. Well, what I would consider toxic, you know. If they're just going out partying and stuff like that, you guys, that's toxic, because you're just going to do that. Like, you really think going out and partying is fun? Go check out the fucking episode that I did of why I quit drinking and partying. And there was, dude, I looked at the comments. I did. I always, well, sometimes I do look at the comments. I don't pay attention to any negativity and stuff like that, because why? I'm not going to engage with negativity, you know. But I did want to, you know, I obviously put that video out to help others who are also in a similar situation, who want to get out of partying, you know, or drinking alcohol. Because that's a problem, you guys. It really is a problem, doing drugs and all that stuff. Hold on, my voice is like... but yeah, like, that's toxic. Like, oh, what I was saying, people were like, let me give you guys some comments. Like, there was a couple, I don't want to say hate, but, you know, like, just disagreements. You know, obviously because they disagreed with what I said, saying, well, you're not drinking with the right people. Like, how are you, who are the right people to drink with? Who? Nobody. There's no right person to be drinking. You shouldn't be drinking. Like, why are you drinking? And then there was some, you know, just a couple. I just drink on the weekends, you know, to just because I had a tough week. And you think alcohol is going to just make you really feel relaxed and like, oh, you had a tough week, let me just drink it off? Yeah, dude, honestly, the comments were really funny. Like, those disagreements, I'm like, yo. But, you know, I was like that before. I thought like that back then. But when you know better, you do better. Hunty, like, you know? Obviously, I know better. These people don't know better. But pay attention. Like, if there was somebody back then, if I saw videos saying, hey, drinking is bad for you, then that would get me like, it's just kind of common sense now. Like, you really think drinking is okay? You don't think about your health? Like, that's really damaging your health. your mental health, you know? So, yeah, I consider that toxic. People that are just going out and partying, because that's just that's wasting your guys' time. That literally is. I wasted my time fucking doing all that shit. What was it? I didn't benefit nothing from it. Obviously, I learned through the whole experience, and that's why I'm here sharing it with you guys and trying to help you guys out. I know there's hella people out there that are kind of thinking like this, and they're hanging out with their friends and they're like, nah, come on, let's just go out. It's the weekend. We just have to live life. We have to live it up. That's not living it up, you guys. Those are not the fucking friends you want to be hanging out with. I know I don't want to be hanging out with that people. I want to be hanging out with people who have goals. I don't want to be going out and just drinking. I want to talk to people about their goals. I want to talk to people about us building something together, like looking forward to the future, a bright future, a healthy future, a good future, not one that not planning a trip to Vegas to just get fucked up. You think those are friends? Those are not fucking friends. It's just toxic, you guys. And you guys are just drinking toxic, drinking fucking poison. Okay, I'm kind of going off track now. But yeah, like those are not friends. And then there's just people, they might not be toxic, but you just outgrew them. They could be growing for the better too, and you're growing for the better too, but just different ways, literally completely different goals. That doesn't mean they're toxic, but you guys are just outgrowing each other, and that's fine. Friends are not here forever. You don't have to have all these friends. Like, I feel like people that just have hella friends literally just can't be by themselves. And that's kind of sad. Like, you should be able to hang out with yourself. There's nothing wrong with being by yourself. Like, literally, you guys, let's fucking normalize people not having friends. You don't need friends. I believe you don't need friends. Yeah, there could be people I know, people that help me, but a friend is like a title. Like, a friend is just not a friend. Like, oh, I met them yesterday. Like, I take a friend seriously. Like, it will take me a while to call you a friend. Like, not just everybody is my friend. No, Hunty. Like, no, 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 no. You know what I'm saying? No. So you you guys really think about that. Like, always think like you are who you surround yourself with. You are who you surround yourself with. And that's with anything, even fucking toxic family. Fuck them. Just because they're fucking family, no, Hunty. No, you don't fucking need them either. Fuck all that bullshit. And especially you guys, if they're not supporting you and it's just all hate and negativity, like, and okay, they might not just be hating, but they don't support you either. You know what I'm saying? Like, those aren't friends. Literally. Like, are they supporting your goals? Are they just, checking up on you, how you're doing on that, what you're working on? Like, what are they talking to you about when they check up on you? Oh, let's just go out. Oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, want to go get a drink? No. I wouldn't want friends to ask me about that. Ask me about my goals. Ask me how I'm doing. Ask me, let's go for a hike. What the fuck? I don't want to fucking go out. you know? But always keep that in mind, you guys. You are who you surround yourself with. Like, once I fucking heard that, well, like I said in the episode too, I totally disagreed with that. But after, I was like, yo, you really are. Like, literally, pay attention. You are who the fuck you hang out with. And if you're not there yet, like them, you will soon, Hunty. You will. That's why you want to get to know yourself first. Become your own best friend. Like I was saying, normalize not having friends. You guys, you really don't need friends. You don't fucking need friends. You might not hear this often, but I'm fucking telling you, you don't need friends. You really don't. What do you hear? Oh, you need a friend. You need a best friend. You need a friend for this. You need a friend for that. To, just talk to them, let things go. You don't need a friend for that. You guys, I do have trust issues. It might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. For the most part, I think it's a good thing. And I can't tell anybody just anything, because I don't know if then they're really going out and tell this person, or another person. Like, my information is like, like, I'm very private, and I don't just want to be giving my info to others, just so it could go out there and then just all these things. Like, no, you don't need a friend. It's okay to be by yourself. And people see that as a wrong thing. Well, kind of as a bad thing, or like a weird thing. Like, that's not weird. Talking to yourself is not weird. Okay? What's weird is that you can't talk to yourself. That's weird. I find that weird. Like, you can't be alone. You literally can't be alone. That's weird. Like, you need all these people, these energies around you, just like sucking on your energy. No, hunty. Let's normalize. It's okay to not have friends. It's okay to be alone. Become your own best friend. Become your own friend, you guys. If you need somebody to talk to yourself. Write it down. If you need somebody to hang out with, hang out by yourself. Like, you guys, I literally have so much fun by myself. I do. And at first, I did feel like, because everybody's like, oh, they have these friends or that friends. But then you look, I'm very much of an observer. I feel like that's how I learn a lot. I've gone through shit and I've learned a lot. But just seeing and observing, you could learn a lot. Dude, nowadays, you just don't know with friends. I feel nowadays you just can't trust a lot of people, to be honest. That's why I just stay low key and be my own bestie, because, and then, okay, that's how I know the friends that I deserve. Like, now, I really don't have friends. I really don't. And it's not like I'm looking for some either, you guys. I'm not looking for friends. We could be friends, But my internet friends, my podcast friends, you know what I'm saying? But we're buddies. We're buddies. Yes, we are. But like a friend, you guys know, like, for real. I, like I said, I'm a very good friend, because I'm a very good friend to myself. And when like I said, I'm not looking, but I guess if, people were to come, and it's like, okay, if I'm getting to know them, whatever, like, potential friends, I know what type of friends I deserve. I know what type of friends. I just know what type of people I want to surround myself with. I know what toxic friends are now, so I do not want none of that. And I know, like, how I'm going to be treated. I'm set, I'm grounded. I'm not trying to be influenced by this. I'm not going to be influenced by nothing else. Like, if I am with something, I'm gonna tell you straight the fuck up, and I just ain't with it. And I'm gonna just be like, okay, peace, And when you are letting go of people, those toxic people, or just, like I said, when you outgrow people, you just outgrow them. Like, it can just naturally happen, But you guys, when I say let go, I mean let go. Off social media, unfollow them or whatever, erase their number, literally cut off everything, any connection with them. Because why do you still want their number? Like, why is their number still on your phone if you don't talk to them? You guys, do not be afraid to let go, because always think that something better is going to come. If you're really a friends person and you're like, oh, I just can't live without my friends, or like this, like, I just don't want to let it go. You guys, just let it go. Let it go, and know that something better is going to come. For anything, you guys, always let go of the old to make space for the new. If you really want friends, new friends are going to come. You know, if you're really looking for friends, like I said, ground yourself first. Get to know yourself first. Be your own best friend. Be your own friend. That way you know what a real friend is. What a real friend, what a friend should be treated like. What you ain't going to tolerate, hunty, because it's a lot with friends too. Like, you know, there's standards with anything. Nobody should disrespect your standards or think it's okay to kind of avoid them, even a friend or nothing. No, if you have your standards set, you have them set. Anybody, well, everybody should respect them. You know, so cut off all ties. Let them go. If they are toxic, they are toxic. That toxic is just going to keep growing. And you don't want to be around that. Cut, you guys. All ties. All ties. Like I said, follow them or whatever. You know, but it doesn't have to be like hate. You know, like don't be like, oh, they're toxic, they're toxic. No, you know, it's just like you ain't with that. If you ain't with that no more, you just ain't with it. You know? You just ain't with it, my peeps. Literally, become your own best friend. Like, it's so funny, guys. And if... let go of that toxicity. Is that how you say it? Toxicity? I think it is. Then you guys are going to come for me with the word. Yeah, I be amending my own motherfucking words. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm telling you guys straight up right now so you guys can know. It's because I was remember. Well, I've done a couple of words. I've said a couple words. Like backer. I don't give a fuck. I say that all the time and I'm going to keep saying it. And then, I don't know. There's other words. But this toxicity. Oh, fuck. Camera cut me off even though I was kind of done already. I was like, yo, just give me one more minute. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, you guys. I forgot where I was kind of at. But kind of, I think cutting off all ties. Just, you know, get rid of everything. Literally, photos, everything. You guys, like, that's just like more attachment to your past, to these people. Like, if you're really, really done, you're done, you know? I mean, that's how I am. If I'm done with you, like, I'm done. Done. Like, done. Don't fucking play me. No. No, for real. Done. Done. Delete all pics. Take off social media. All that good stuff. Just, dude. And you just don't want nothing to do with it, you know? Let it go, you guys. Like I said, always make space for the new. Something better is always going to come. Those toxic friends, that toxicity is just going to get on you, you know? And you just don't want that. Like friends, you guys, like I said, for what? It's just drama. Nowadays, it is just drama. I know there's good friends out there. I know there's true friends, but they are rare. And that's why you want to center yourself, become your own best friend. But that's the thing too, like people aren't being good friends because they're not good friends to themselves, you guys. You know, and it's like if I see a person not being good to themselves, being a good friend to themselves, and just not, I mean, if I see them not being a good friend, I'm like, okay, well, they're not a good friend to themselves. And they're just not going to be a good friend to anybody else. And then what do? All those people, it's just like a clique, you know, like people that aren't friends to themselves. It's just a clique, and then that's toxic. That's toxicity. That's where all the drama is. They're going out because they want to escape reality. You know, all negativity and all that stuff. And you just don't want to be around that. Like I said, that's why we need to become our own friends first. That way we are good friends to others. That's how it's going to work, you guys. Literally, like you don't learn. I mean, you do learn to be a good friend with yourself, you know, not by somebody else. If somebody's good to you, they're good to you. That doesn't mean you're being good to you. Like it's not doing much good to you, you know? So be careful who you surround yourself with. Like I said, be your own best friend because nowadays friends are just drama, hate. Literally, like hate comes from the closest people to you if they're friends or family. Just saying. But yeah, you guys, stay away from toxic people. Just let them go. Let them go. No matter how long you've known them, they're, I don't know, 20 fucking years. I don't fucking know. You guys, just let them go. You don't need them. Good things are coming for you. You found a good friend right here. Yay, we're buddies. All right, you guys. Speak good vibes to yourself. Speak good vibes to yourself. Okay? And speak good vibes to others. Yes, sir. Okay, you guys. Stay away from toxic. Don't be toxic, okay? Be your own best friend. Become your own best friend. Like I said, that's how you're going to be a good friend to others. Peace, my friends.